Hey, what's good, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today we're firing up the old Lone Star Grill. Got cherry wood on deck. We're gonna be smoking us a beautiful rack of pork. Let's get right to it. And cut the music. As always, we're gonna get this thing going right off the bat. You can see I got this nice swift rack of pork here. I actually grabbed this at Costco around Easter time. Instantly, with that price point, couldn't be too mad at it. $16, over 5 pounds of meat. Went ahead and quickly threw it into the freezer, so this is still good. I know you see the expiration date there, but like I said, I grabbed this and instantly kind of froze it. But it's gonna be some good eating for cheap. I mean, at the end of the day, it looks like these bones have already kind of been cleaned up and Frenched. You can clean them up a little bit more if you really care to. More than likely, I'm gonna leave this as is. We're not taking this pork up that high these days. You can get away with 145. So truthfully, I wanted to be able to get as much smoke as I can. There might be some silver skin on here, so I will check that out once we get it out. But let's get this beautiful piece of pork out the package. So here it is out the package, and I must say, damn it, as much as I would love to leave this alone, I gotta play with it a little bit. I see a little bit of this silver skin, some of this stuff I can clean up, make it a little prettier. So give me 1 second, let me do some magic. Much better. Got that thing cleaned up. Didn't want to chase too far down in here in these lines, because eventually you end up separating this. You're basically looking at that pork loin sitting right on top of them there bones, a little bit of ribs in your life, and we're gonna get us a beautiful looking pork chop. So today's plan, once again, wifey comes through. You know, a while ago she had found she knew I love some Kinders, and they had a double pack of this wing sauce and rub, barbecue bourbon and peach, and I forget what the other one was. And then I was in Costco one day on my own, and I ran through and saw a seasoning by Kinders that I didn't need, but it caught my eye, and I was thinking, I swear, I think I got the barbecue sauce, and I got lucky. It was a bourbon peach Kinders seasoning, and I did have, obviously, the sauce to go with it. So even though this is a wing sauce, it's a barbecue sauce, and it's going to go just perfect on what I believe on this beautiful rack of pork that we're looking at. So my plan is, I just opened this up, and this is kind of like, you know, how I do things. Always got a taster rub. You never know what they taste like, whether it's salty, whether it's sweet, so on and so forth, so I can really get an idea of kind of where I'm going with this thing. While it does say that this has in salt as the second ingredient, meaning it should be pretty respectfully dominant, it's not super salty. So one thing that I'm going to do is I want to start this cook off, and I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of kosher salt really quick all over, sit this thing back in the refrigerator just like you see it. I'm going to go outside, we'll get this fire going and start it, and then once I get my fire up, usually it takes me a good 30-45 minutes to get my Lone Star to where I want it to be. I'm going to come back about 15 minutes before. We're going to season it up nice and heavy with some of this peach, and we're going to go out there and get us a good smoke in. So let me get some salt on here. Here we go. I figured I'd give you a peek at the bottom side. Nice and striated. There's some good meat in here. They did leave the membrane on there. I won't even worry about it too much because we will be breaking this thing down along the way, so I'll let it be. But just a little decent amount of salt on there, like I said, all over, just to make sure we got decent salt mixture or textured flavor, all that good stuff. I'm about to sit this in the refrigerator and let it chill out, and we'll come back and season it up. All right, so I got my baby up out her cocoon. I'll let you check it out. Nice and dirty. This is just the everyday, good old-fashioned Lone Star. I need to get in here and give it a little love, get some mineral oil on it, looking a little dry. All I do usually is get the cover off, and I'll usually wipe it down with a rag and just some water, and pretty much there you have it. So I mean, it's a little dirty right now, so please excuse the appearance of my baby, but you know we keep it respectful all the time. We getting this fire started. That's the only reason I'm bringing you in here. It is blazing hot outside, man. I can't even begin to tell you. AZ ain't giving you no love right about now. But basically, I got some pecan wood in there. I had a little bit of coals already left over that I kind of got started in my charcoal chimney. What I'm gonna do is let that go ahead and break itself down so I can get a nice coal bed going. And pretty much from there, I got those big lumps of cherry, the big chunks of cherry that I'll be cooking with today. Hopefully we get us a nice pretty color on that pork loin. I'll show you what them look like once this gets a little more broke down. And let's get back inside. We can go ahead and season that rack of pork up. In the house, and man, it feels so much better to be in this AC. You can see that salt has penetrated the meat, already gave it this nice red color, and you can kind of see some of that moisture pulling up towards the top, which is pretty nice. It doesn't take too long for that process to start. I'd probably be careful with trying to do salt, like a salt brine on pork overnight, just because, I don't know, you might get to the point where it start turning into ham on you. But I did want to give it a second to let it sit on in. Now we're coming over the top. I brought it and showed it earlier, heavy, with some of this bourbon peach Kinder's rub. It's not too salty. Got a pretty decent flavor and nice looking color. I'm gonna let this hang out for a little bit longer once I get this covered up, while we get this pit exactly where we need it to be. Hey, you tell me that mug ain't handsome. All right. That's a nice rub. It's got a nice little consistency to it. It's a little bit powdery, kind of. Nothing too big as far as the granules, which I'm not too mad at on this pork. I'm going to let this go ahead and hang out. We probably got another good 15 minutes or so, and we should be about ready to get it out there and get it smoking. Okay, we over here at the old wood stack. That has been burning out for quite a long time. I need to find me a nice big chunk of cherry wood. Yeah, come on up out of here. There we go. This is what we're gonna smoke along with. When I said cherry wood chunks, I wasn't playing with you. So I'm gonna toss this right on top of my ambers, and we should be about ready to get it on. All right, and I just moved everything around. We literally down to the coals. We'll toss that right in there just like that, and close this up quickly because I don't really want too much of a flame. I think I'm down to around 275-ish. Man, it is a hot 115-degree day. So the hardest part is I want this to be a nice slow smoke. I don't want to get it cooked too quick. So hopefully this will come down a little bit as we open this up, get a little cold meat in there. But we'll get to it here in a second. Okay. This had a nice chance to go ahead and rest. Looking pretty, good looking color. Let's get it right on over to the pit. Oh yes, we are in the smoke. Here's the plan. This baby's gonna hang out. I'm gonna get it down to about 225 with just that cherry smoke kind of hitting it with a little bit of that pecan in there. I'm gonna let this get up to around 125-ish or so. At the end of the day nowadays, the recommended is 145 for your pork, but that is a little bit on the lighter side, all the way up to 165, which is the traditional, which I'm still not mad at the old 165. So I figure I'll about go to about 125 or so. We're gonna be chopping these babies up into individual pork chops. We're gonna switch on over. I'll get rid of the griddle plate over here directly over the fire, and we'll finish them off with a little bit of sear, get some of that barbecue sauce on there, come back and let them chill out in the smoke bath. So I'll see you back in here in a little bit. Okay. It has been 49 minutes. I'm sitting over here trying to work on putting something together for my other grill. But as you see, we got that temperature down. Just kind of let those coals chill with that one little lump of cherry smoke on there, or cherry wood. And it's giving us some good smoke. Getting at the temperature that I want. I want to take a quick peek in here and make sure I'm not cooking too much. This definitely don't look too bad at all. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it around just so the other side can get some love. We get some even cooking going. I'll take the temp just so I know, and I'll let you know. Okay, flip this baby around. It still feels pretty raw, just from like feeling how it feels on the movement. Yep, 101 degrees, so good. 50 minutes in, let's keep smoking. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. You see I got my temp going down low. I haven't touched it, so I definitely need some attention in there. It should be about where I need it to be. Seeing some of that white coming up out of there is letting you know it's starting to cook a little bit, just like how it is with fish. It's gonna stick it right there in the middle. 114 degrees. I'm not mad at that. You know what? Better early than late, fellas. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna tell you it's time for us to take this thing out of here. I done got an hour and 15 minutes in, a good clean smoke in on this cherry. I know for a fact I need to add some wood in over here. So with that said, let me get this up off of here. That's good. I'm gonna let it sit in the microwave for a hot second. We're gonna stoke this fire up. We'll move on to the next step. I'm in the crib. Got this thing in the plate. You can already see this baby is nice and juicy. We got a couple more steps. This is heavy, man. That's a good piece of meat. And I can smell the smoke coming up off of it. So we good over there. Got plenty of that cherry smoke in there. About an hour, 16 minutes is what it came out to be roughly. I'm gonna let it go ahead and chill out. It's sitting over there at about 1:15 right now. Let's go out here and work on this fire. We over here to this fire. Lord, it's hot. This thing was almost out. You know, we smoking slow, but you see how it work. A pit master know what he doing. You see how it's going. I ain't even get a chance to tell you what I done and it's going already. All right, so basically if you look back in that back left corner, that cherry chunk is still well and alive. It was big, but pretty much it had smoldered out. You know, I had pretty much choked down the breathing part, or more or less right here as far as the air intake, even closer than that, about halfway from where that's at right there. So it wouldn't want too much air getting in here, and it was just try to get that temp down and just giving off a little bit of that smoke. And you see I didn't really have too many coals left. However, just kind of moved everything around, piled what I did have more or less together, flipped that little lump around, and I grabbed some of my smaller sticks and kind of just, you know, set it up with a little little TP. Set it situation so that way it can get a little bit of air. And obviously before I can get this thing even, you know, get to talking about it, you see the flame going. So I'm gonna let this ride out for a hot second, let everything get nice and hot, then I'll close it up, let it get back running. We get some coals going, we're gonna be going direct right over the top. So I do need to take this griddle plate off, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so we got this baby out the microwave, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, it's damn sure got some smoke on it. Smell that all the way across the room. I'm gonna try not to mess this up and butcher it too much, but basically we're just gonna be trying to get us some individual chops going in between these bones. Now we pulled this off. It was roughly at 1:15, I believe, which I'm good with because it already had over an hour of smoke. And along the way, we got a couple more things we want to do to it. I want to get a sear on here. I think we got good flavor on the outside, as well as that smoke flavor with that cherry wood and everything on the inside a little bit. And now what I want to do is I want to get the sear, and then I want to come back over with the barbecue sauce, and I'll let it set for a second in that smoke. So that's pretty much what we're working on there. Look like I might have hit a little bit of a bone on the back end. I'm gonna cut through that, finish these up, and we sliding over to the grill. Finished product. Let's get this baby over to the grill. It's still not done. Nice and super tenderoni, but nice and smoky, and we definitely established that outside bark. Beautiful peach color we got going on right there. We over here at the pit. I'm gonna slide this open, and this is one thing that I wish I would have did. I wish I had a longer extending shelf. As you see, I got this big barbecue tub here. I got to make sure that this don't fall off, but at the same time you don't want to touch this thing because you already know it'll burn up. But we're gonna get these babies on there. There's a beautiful looking color on these babies. Tasted that peach barbecue sauce. I went ahead and already threw down some Pam, some cooking spray on that grill grate. Excuse me. So that way we don't get too much sticking. And what I want to do is I'm just going to get a nice sear on both of the sides before we move on to getting these babies sauced. So far so good. We wanted to get them off of there early, so we had plenty of time and plenty left on this cook. That's the outside. Let me get that one down that way. All right, let's put this down. See a little moisture there. And we can see what we did over here. We got these babies on. I'm gonna give them about 1 minute. We'll give them a flip, and I'll be back, baby. Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know, thanks for following along on today's cook. And if you're new to the channel, go to the bottom right corner, make sure you subscribe, check out any cooks that you've missed. And if you haven't done it already, find me on Facebook, IG, and TikTok. Woo. Man, this grill is blazing. A little over a minute later. And obviously I could leave them a little longer. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work each side back and forth. We'll go a minute on each side. Get us a little bit of these grill marks. Tad bit of char. Ouch. And then we'll come up out of here. And even before I turn these things over, you can already see they're cooking right along. So this is a little over a minute on the other side now. We're gonna see if we can switch them back. Get us a minute going again. And then they should be about ready to get sauced up. Now take a peek at these ones right here. These end pieces gonna be fire. That might be what we taste, just to have us some fun. Make sure you're not in a hot spot. You're not looking bad at all, but you do got a little brown up there. Let's bring you down here, and let's bring one of these up there. There we go. Just give him another minute. All right. So it has been a few minutes back and forth. My phone is overheated, so woo, I ain't scared. We can see we got a decent char. I don't want to kill it, because at the end of the day, for me to get a killed char, it's probably gonna mean these are gonna be pretty overcooked. But I got a little something on there just to give them a little kiss of this flame, a little kiss of that cherry smoke, along with a little bit of that mesquite that was left. I'm gonna pull these up off of here, and then let's go ahead and get these babies in the sauce. Now here's something I thought that I would mention that I think is crucial. We got the plate back on here. Obviously we got the meat up off of here. Gotta love this Lone Star, nice and universal. Kill 'em little cute, you know how we do it, baby. Cowboys, it's almost that season. It's almost that season. All right, so the dial is still at 250, so I got more than enough heat in here. I'm about to add barbecue sauce in here, and more times than not, when you add barbecue sauce in, you adding sugar in, so that sweetness can burn up. All I want to do though is let this get kissed real quick, so I don't like my sauce real gloppy. I like it to be a little more sticky, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time, but I'm not adding any more wood. I'm truthfully about to choke this thing down. There's nothing really left to burn, so truthfully I shouldn't have to worry about any dirty smoke. You see how clean we at right now, and we're gonna finish this thing out. So don't need anything else, and then at the end of the day I'm gonna close off what I got, and I'm gonna use them coals later. Now over here to the meat, and I tell you, as soon as I get over here and start cracking this thing open, I can smell nothing but the beautiful finished product. I'm telling you for sure, one of these end pieces will be meat. That is what's gonna be our taste tester today, and we'll let these other pieces be for later on. I'm gonna go ahead and wet these babies up with some of this Kinder's Bourbon Peach Barbecue sauce right here. We're gonna get both sides nice and gloppy, kind of more or less, and then we about to go put it back out here to look chill out in the smoker. Okay, this is what we looking like. Nice and wet, just a little something on both sides. Let's get them back out there, let them get a quick kiss. I'll give them a little quick little something at the very end, but this is what we're working with. Now we're ready to rock and roll. This pit is probably down to around 235-ish and dying, you know, especially now that I got this gate open right now. I'm not putting in no more wood. I got it choked down pretty tight, but we looking good. I'm not too worried. We're gonna be where we need to be. I'm gonna let this hang out for about a good 10 minutes or so. We'll come back. I'll hit another with a glaze, or I hit it with another glaze. We'll check that temperature, even though I know I should at least be at my 145 now. Now you know why we pulled so early, and we can get us a good color. All right, so check it. It's been at least a good 10 minutes or so. I had to add some more wood, so I added a cherry chunk in there, along with a little mesquite wood. As you can see, it doesn't look that much different than the last time you saw it, which means it hasn't cooked that much more. But this is what we're gonna do. I want to get a new sauce on here. What we had is probably setting up respectful. See, I got a little bit on my finger from the corner. Well, there's a lot, but overall, the majority of that seasoning is, or excuse me, majority of that sauce is setting like I wanted to. I'm gonna hit it one more time. I want to flip it over, give the other side a little bit of love. I'm gonna let this get up a little bit longer, and then from there, we should be ready to rock. Here we go, a little bit of sauce. Let's flip. There we go. Got a little bit of sauce on each one of these, and this is the reason why I wanted to pull so early at 1:15ish. I think it was 1:14, because at the end of the day, we had quite a bit of work left to do. I was going to sear these babies. I want to give them a little bit of color. I want them to sit up under the smoke a little bit with the sauce on it. Not at a high temperature because I don't want it to burn up. But I do want that smoke to be able to grab on to that little bit of sauce, that little bit of sweetness, that sugar and everything. And then, you know, we're going to get ourselves a good pork chop. So this is what I'm working on. You know, sometimes you got to take the time for the love labor. At this point, and I'm gonna look back at my timer that I got going here soon enough. We're easily 2.5 hours into this process. So sometimes it's worth it to take the time You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get to this color with that smoke, that flavor, by just saying, oh, I'm about to just hurry up and do this in 30 minutes. Not to say you can't get a good pork chop in 30 minutes. You just ain't gonna get that pork chop in 30 minutes. These babies about ready to come up off of here. We sitting at about the temperature I want them to be at. They probably had hit 145-ish before, but I got them back at 145 right now. Just hit them with a quick little bit of a glaze. When I came here and checked them out, let's get them off of here, let them chill out for a second, and I cannot wait till I get a chance to taste one of these other sides. Okay, we back, baby. Check my boys out right here. We got a little bit of sear. We got a whole lot of smoke on here. And we got a little bit of sauce. It's that sticky sauce like I like it. I'm looking forward to trying these out, man. This peach bourbon rub, or peach barbecue sauce. Peach bourbon barbecue sauce from Kinder's actually came out pretty good. We got a good sear on here. As always, the Lone Star did his job. We was able to get plenty of smoke over here. It's been on the grill more than 2 hours. I can't be mad at it. This one sitting in front, that's for me. So I've been playing with the thumbnail, and I am done playing now. At the end of the day, move this sauce, move this seasoning, and this right here is all me. And that's another cook that we got in the books right there. Let's go ahead and recap this thing. First thing I want to say is, like always, man, whenever I see a good Kinder's product that I like, that sounds interesting, I usually will grab it. I never fall off yet, or I haven't fell off yet. This bourbon peach combination, like I said, it was kind of interesting how it came together. Having the barbecue sauce first and then seeing that rub later on and then grabbing that and bringing it to the party. Came together really nice. I got an hour and 15 minutes of smoke over there on that Lone Star with nothing but that cherry wood. Gave it a beautiful color over there on that rack of pork. From there, I pulled it out at about 115. I could have went a little bit further, but usually I was only trying to get it to around that 145 mark, so I didn't want to overdo it. And I knew I still needed to get me a good sear in. Glad I did. It got plenty of smoke on there. I was able to get them off of there, get it cut up. I didn't lose too much of my moisture. I was, however, able to get a great looking sear on there and a good amount of color coming back over the top with this barbecue sauce, like I said, which I really like. I got enough where I can definitely put this on maybe actually put it on some wings, but truthfully, I'm thinking about doing some ribs with it. But regardless, got that sauce on there. Was able to slip back over there and get back to the indirect side, still finish out with a little bit of that cherry wood, a little tad bit of pecan at the very end. But overall, I got the sticky sauce that I wanted. I ended up at the temperature I wanted. It was super tender, super flavorful. I came out perfectly on salt and everything, so I couldn't be mad at it. At the end of the day, the Lone Star for another win. The versatility in that baby of being able to start off with the smoke, lift out the top, come back, go get a direct sear, put that back on top, come back over here, come back indirect. It's a lot of different units you can do that on. I can literally pull that same cook off on my Weber, but I love playing with the actual wood, love being able to use it and get it done in the Lone Star. It did not disappoint, and it's nice to kind of, these hot temperatures, I mean, literally I'm rolling at 110 to almost 115 degrees, to be able to kind of keep that thing down at a temperature that's not too hot and actually be able to get some smoke in the meat has really started to learn how to been a good test for me to learn how to really work my smoker and learn how much little wood I actually need and how many coals I actually need to get a decent amount of temperature, especially once that thing gets rolling. So regardless, that thing did its thing, this thing did its thing, and I decided to do mine as well. I appreciate y'all watching like always. Shout outs to my family out there, my boys over there at Black Smoke Barbecue. Definitely check out some of those podcasts, picking out a lot of steam there. Got some great things coming for you. The Healthy Cook series will be on Saturday, so you'll be on the lookout for that post and that video. Check out what we got upcoming for the meal prep. But right now, you enjoy this coming into the weekend, and I'll catch you in the next week. Peace.
later.